Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Welcome to a brand new episode of the NewsX and Business World panels on the Indian economy and the stimulus package that has, of course, been announced by the government of India. Let me, in fact, open it up to our panelists who are joining us. As always, we have a very special panel for their interpretation of what the government has done so far and also the opportunities which are available for India at this point. What all needs to be done by entrepreneurs and companies in India to take advantage of the situation to hopefully emerge as a superpower, emerge back to our high growth trajectory in this post-COVID-19 world. Joining us is Anil Singh from Procam International Private Limited. In fact, he's the managing director of Procam International Private Limited. We also have Sam Baltara of Madison Communications Private Limited. He's the chairman, in fact, of Madison World. Dr. D.K. Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director of Felix Hospital, joins us as well. Ms. Savita Raj Hiramat, Director, Tanda Film Entertainment Private Limited, is live with us. Rajiv Kumar Vij, Chairman and Managing Director, Cars on Rent India Private Limited, also joins our panel. Visham Sikand, founder at Goals 101. Goals 101 is also with us. He's also, of course, an alumni of the Harvard Business School. And we have Dr. Anurag Batra, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief, Business World and Exchange for Media Group, joining us as well. Okay, point taken. I'll come back to you in just a bit. Let's take that across to Mr. Gupta, if we can, at this point. Mr. Gupta, Dr. Gupta, your first assessment, of course.
Dr. Gupta, we know you're a doctor, but we are looking at you as right now an entrepreneur who runs a healthcare, enterprise. You run a leading hospital in Noida and Felix. So tell us, for the healthcare sector, and for an entrepreneur in the healthcare sector, has the government done enough? If yes, what? And if you want the government to do more, what would that be?
And particularly because the healthcare sector has seen announcements and has been prioritized right now by the government, given the situation. You can just unmute yourself, sir, and then go ahead. Just unmute yourself, sir, Dr. Gupta.
Yeah. I will tell you that government has announced around 20 lakhs crore for this COVID pandemic package, and out of that around 1.92 lakh crore, means around 10% of this total package is going for the healthcare sector. But I will tell you that we are investing around 1.02% of our GDP regularly on healthcare sector, and this is lowest among developing country. We are not talking about developed countries. Even WHO recommends around we should invest around 5% of our GDP on healthcare. Even BRICS countries, except India, they are investing around 3.5 to 4% on their healthcare sector. Italy, US, we have seen the status there in this during this pandemic, how they were suffering from this pandemic, and they are investing around more than 10%. So this is the right time we should think over on healthcare sector, because this is the right time to reform our policies so that we can increase our if you see this package also, this is only 1% of GDP. If you see 10%, then they have given extra 1%, means already we are investing around 1.02, and it will include 1% more, then it will be around more than 2%. Okay, so still there is a huge demand for fund in healthcare sector. And I will tell you one thing more. In India, healthcare sector is dominated by private sector. Around 70% of the beds, OPD, IPD and other services, they are provided by the private sector only, and 30% is provided by the government sector. Therefore, government should involve active participation of private sector is needed to fight this pandemic also. And I am telling you that in all government, like in all hospitals, private hospitals, and they are serving the population of government employees like CGHS, ECHS, ESIs, and we have huge pendencies of our amount dues in these sectors, and this is more than 1 year, 2 years, and more than 6 months. There is a long debtors list of private hospital. This is due towards the government. I will request government, they should release these payments immediately so that we can have a cash flow liquidity with us. And they've also announced some this is a good announcement, and they have touched most of the areas also. But I think there are a lot of conditions, like they are giving a 20% of the working capital. But they are
we're beginning to run out of time now. Dr. Gupta, I'll come back to you after the break.
Thank you.
Mr. Sikand, come in here. Dr. Gupta, why don't you come in here on
Dr. Gupta, I want to give you a statistic. The FICCI healthcare industry survey 2 weeks back shared that $2 billion, around 15,000 crores of healthcare revenue loss happened in these 65 days, because the non-COVID treatments went for a toss. And this doesn't count the neighborhood MSMEs in healthcare, the neighborhood clinics. If you add that, it's possibly another 2,000-3,000 crores. So tell us economically, how does a healthcare entrepreneur sustain his or her operations?
You'll have to unmute yourself, Dr. Gupta.
Out of our total revenue that comes from OPD, lab, pharmacy, elective surgeries, that is shut down to zero level. Even in patient, those who are coming for elective surgery, normal fever cough and normal IPD patient, normal admission patient, they have been reduced. Total revenue is decreased from 60 to 70% of all the hospitals, major hospitals. Even those hospitals, those who were based on the international patients, they have reduced to 20%. They have lost around 80% of the revenue. And those lower hospitals, those nursing home, small nursing home clinics, they have lost their 90% of the revenue. Means this COVID pandemic have affected healthcare sectors depending upon the size of their hospital. Top hospitals have been also affected and lower bottoms of hospitals also have been affected. And it is very difficult to recover from this position because most of the government personnel or most of the government authorities, they think that healthcare sector is doing good. But really it is not doing good because of we have lost all the revenue from OPD, IPD, lab, elective surgeries, pharmacies, home care. They have
hence, Dr. Gupta, what should be done? Because this debate about lives and livelihood is about saving lives. If people are alive, if people are working, if people are functional. So what should be? So the healthcare sector is possibly the most important sector that needs to be nurtured. So hence, what can the government do to nurture the healthcare sector?
Yeah, so I would like to tell you that government has a very positive opinion regarding the healthcare sector or regarding the reforms in the healthcare sector. I have like 1 or 2 meetings with Niti Aayog also, and they were planning a very good reform all across India, including Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, for providing healthcare facilities for all the Indian populations through Ayushman and other schemes. But before that has to be implemented, the COVID pandemic came in the picture. And now I think they are more serious towards it, and they will definitely commit a huge funds and huge infrastructure for the healthcare sector. And they are well known that private sector is playing major role in providing healthcare services. Therefore, the land allotment, now it is allotted at the commercial rate. It should be a subsidized rate for the healthcare sector. And there is no difference on the rate of interest also. We are getting the same rate as other industries. Like that, there is no concession on the ROE also. You are saying
the land to hospitals should be given on a concessional rate.
Yeah.
The capital that is provided by banks to healthcare institutions should be at a substantially low interest rate. These are two specific things.
Yeah,
Vishal,
because whenever we are, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Gupta, you can make your final comment.
Yeah, so I would like to tell you, because most of us, we think that is a social service, and if we are providing social services, then we should have something support from the government also, like providing land at subsidized rate and providing loans at subsidized rate, and providing one single window for statutory compliances. There are so many, around 30 statutory compliances. We have to apply for that, and this took a lot of time.
I think Savita wants to come in.
Dr. D.K. Gupta.
I like to correct. It's not jugaad. It's like getting, adapting to the situation.
Yes, Dr. Gupta.
Yeah, the healthcare sector is going to bounce back in a V-shaped manner in next 90 days, because there will be a lot of involvement of technology also, like telemedicine will bounce back.
The hotels have opened, the restaurants have opened, the airlines domestic have opened, and I think the business should get back in 90 days. It's not natural for human beings.
Okay, it's been a tough 90 days, but now it's time to look forward to an optimistic 90 days and hopefully some sort of positivity in adversity. I think that's a good message, and that's a good point to close on today. So my thanks to all of our panelists for joining us. Thanks to Dr. Batra as well. That's all we have on today's episode of this NewsX Business World Special Series.